Hi, Kat.
Oh, boy. Hi, John.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you,
Yeah?
John? Yeah.
You don't sound okay. You sound like something's wrong.
John, tell me everything you know about jet propulsion right now.
Jet propulsion rises from jet fuel being compressed in a tank and submitted to fire and then pushed through that tube and that tank, and that makes the jet. Okay? I'm not managing to hold this voice together very well.
That's good. Thank you. That's very insightful.
It was worth a shot.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
I'm back. So sometimes we abort earlier than others. This is one of those times.
Depending on how much it hurts your throat to do a thing.
I didn't do any vocal warm-ups
Yeah.
beforehand. None of the I slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. None of those. And then,
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Ah,
That's a good one.
nice.
Thank you.
Well done. Well played. She sells seashells by the seashore.
How about this one? Shut up. I have nothing left.
Fine.
There must be another one. That was like a choir warm-up that we did. It wasn't
There
like
was yeah.
What other ones did we do? Red leather, yellow leather. We had Bumblebee, but that was to the scales, like to, singing. I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to do it? I was hoping
Nah,
we could- no.
John, we want to hold on to our listeners.
Okay. Fine.
Bumblebee, Bumblebee, Bumblebee.
Yes. Thank you,
All
Kat.
right. Fine.
We may have lost a listener too, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Fine. I did it. What the hell are we doing, John?
You just said you did it, and I was going to say, what are we doing? What is it?
What are we doing?
What are we even doing, Kat? We are doing a podcast. That's what.
Yeah, we are.
We are. It's about mistakes. Your
Obviously.
mistakes, my mistakes. I mean, that starting off in that like sort of meatwad slash, that was a mistake.
A little chipmunky in there.
Sure.
Okay.
Little Alvin and Chipmunks.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a mistake, and that's an example. See, I like to start off sometimes with a teachable moment, if you will. And it was like, look, here's a mistake.
That's very
It's
smart.
starting off, I mean, just right out the gate, start off with a mistake. That's what I like to do.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think it eases listeners into, dipping their toe into what this podcast is, which is mistakes.
Sure. Or you could just say rub it directly in their face, apply directly to the forehead immediately. There's no time to get involved to get into it at all. It's just boom, here's a mistake.
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, I think that works.
Quick slap.
Yes. I like apply directly to the forehead.
Apply directly to the forehead.
To the forehead. Now I'm going to start singing the 1877 Cars for Kids song, and it'll be perfect.
Gosh.
Yeah. That is not something we do on the My Mistake podcast, although it would be a mistake. It is one that we have vowed never to make. So, yeah, aside from that, any mistake really is fair game.
100%.
I have confessed many of my own mistakes. Kat
Sure.
has as well. If you haven't heard those, go back and check out the back catalog.
Yeah, there's some good vintage mistakes back there.
Yeah, we're talking, this is like more than 220 episodes deep, ladies and gentlemen.
Insane.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wild.
And theys. How does that work now? I hadn't thought about that. Ladies and gentlemen and non-binaries.
Yeah.
Non-binary people. Yeah. Okay.
That sounds good.
I'm constantly learning, and every once in a while I bump into something new.
I think we all are.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, that was not a mistake. That's just a simple,
honest question.
Honest question. Yeah. If you know the correct replacement for ladies and gentlemen that is more inclusive, actually, I think a lot of people would probably say, why use genders at all? You could just say people.
Sure. Well, Ann Higgs-Bleecker, friend of the show, editor sometimes, she will say guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
I like that. And I've
feel
heard
like that's kind of her thing. I don't want.
I've heard ladies and gentlemen, gays and theys. As
Okay.
well. I think
I
Ann
like
Hicks
that.
Bleecker might have said that, but I think that might come from somewhere else originally. But yes.
I like that.
Yeah. Hims and hers, theys, gays and theys. Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure.
All fun
Okay.
things. I like it.
All good things. In
Yeah.
other words, everyone here, everyone's welcome.
Indeed.
Come on, come on up, pull up a chair.
Listen to the sounds of our voices.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather.
Yes. That. I can't think of another one. There's one about sewing socks, and I can't remember what it is, and it's going to make me crazy. Anyway, so we do lots of different types of podcast on the My Mistake podcast. All of them center around mistakes. However, sometimes it'll be Kat and myself, and we are speaking about mistakes that we have made. Other times we have guests on. We like those. We need to have one of those again soon. Where a guest will come on and tell their mistakes. We like that because it makes them prepare the content.
Yes.
And it gives the listeners a break from just our voices.
That's really what it's about.
I think,
Giving everybody a break.
Yeah.
Give us a break.
Already. So we will have guests on sometimes. Sometimes we have themed, like very themed episodes that are on a topic. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we do what we call hysterical mistorks that are about mistakes in history, and I am way overdue to provide one of those. So I am intending to do that shortly so we can record one. We had a suggestion that was very good.
Oh, yeah.
That
Which I have forgotten. I'm not going to try to remember it.
Don't try to remember it because you'll come in and I'll say it and you'll be like, oh, yeah. But,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So, yeah, but tonight, in case you haven't figured it out, tonight is a good old-fashioned shit shooter, dunny dipper. What else do we have? Sack of crap.
John, can I suggest we don't use sack of crap anymore?
All right, fair enough. I
don't like how that makes me feel.
I think the marketing department isn't happy about it. Jimmy,
God
can you
damn
talk
it.
to marketing about the sack of crap?
Yeah, Jimmy, come on, man.
All right, we'll get that taken care of.
Of course, if you're new to the podcast, Jimmy is our intern.
That's right.
He's on the Zoom with us, but he's just, he's silent.
He's generally we like him mute.
Yeah, it's better that way.
Yeah, and not just like his microphone mute. I don't like to even see him talking. It bothers me. Jimmy is to be seen and not heard. And occasionally there will be emails and some texts, and I will accept those if they contain necessary information.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, here we are, Kat.
This is us, dude.
This is 100% us. Doesn't get more us than this.
It doesn't. I have a list of topics.
Holy wow.
None of them, I'm not going to say any of these are like gold.
Okay.
But we never know.
We never do.
It's just sort of things that have happened or that I've done or that's, adventures I've been on.
Well, God knows it's better than the nothing that I've got right here. So let's hit it.
Do you want to, should we just start banging these out?
Yeah, like knock one off the top, and then I do have a little something that I can talk about.
This
it's
is
not big, but
this will be quick.
Okay.
As of this recording, this is the day after Mother's Day, and so my family and I went out to dinner to honor my mom and my sister-in-law, who was a mother. Still counts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we went and all had dinner together. And my dad he goes through lots of photos at the house, and he'll find one, and he just wants to make sure you see it. So he brought this to the restaurant yesterday. Uh-huh. It's a red album, and it's like a little cardboard foldy thing.
Right.
And it says special occasion photo album, very generic.
Sure.
Except can you see what the people on the see what kind of feel are you getting from these people, John? Ethnically.
I mean, I would hesitate to say.
This might help.
I
won't put you on the spot.
I don't see ethnicity. I don't know if you know that.
Well,
about
I
me.
do. Okay. So there's a restaurant in Thousand Oaks, God, I hope it's still around. It's called Chocho-san. It's a Japanese teppon grill style restaurant.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Love a teppon grill.
Love a teppon.
And this was like the place that we would go on special occasions. And so like, you know, for my birthday, we would go there. My parents would take me there. And so this photo was taken at Chocho-san in probably, I'm going to say I'm probably 20, maybe 19 or 20.
Okay, so a couple years ago.
Yeah, which would make it, quick John, help me with math. Hold on, I have a calculator.
Okay, so 77, 99.
Yeah.
Be 99 or 2000.
So yeah, I'm going to say this is late 90s.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm legal age yet because I can't. Oh, you know what? This might be around my 21st birthday.
Oh.
Or 22nd because there's a big old bottle of Sapporo. Yeah, Sapporo. Anyway, it's happy birthday, and it's a picture of me. And this is a Japanese restaurant owned by Japanese people.
Right.
So if it was a special occasion, they'd come around, you'd put on a little costume.
Oh my goodness.
So they put this rubber wig on your head.
Right.
So you look like a geisha
like
girl.
A geisha. Uh-huh.
And then they give you this like nice silk robe and a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, oh, this is my family maybe? But no. It's signed by Love Always Amber.
Oh.
And then Mr. and Mrs. Tanner. It's 2003. They dated it. Oh, Jill, you're a genius.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jill's and her then husband are now divorced.
Oh dear. Well, you know
so
that happens.
sorry about that. And then there's a mystery name here. I don't know who this is. Maybe it's Marin. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know that you can get away with doing this sort of photo now. Do you think you can get away with that? It's very it's a lot of appropriation going on here.
There's appropriation. There's like, I don't know. I don't even want to say the term that I would think might apply to it because maybe the term itself is bad. But
don't do that.
I actually have heard the term yellow face before.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But yeah, in a kimono, in a fake geisha wig with a big old fan. I mean,
listen, they gave it to me. Okay,
right.
I did not. I didn't show up wearing this.
No, and I don't even think you're probably not going to want to put that up on the socials, are you?
I don't know.
I finally have an excuse to not put something up on the socials.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this is I think I was 21. If this was 2003.
You look like you're 12.
I'm a child. Mm-hmm, I know. I look so young, and look how happy I look. Huh. Just wait.
Do you remember when we had Katie on the show? Sure. And you asked, like, what's the biggest difference between now and then? And she's like, you used to be happy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe let me sleep on it. Whether or not this is a good idea to put up. Anyways, my dad just handed this to me. We're at a restaurant. He's like, hey, take a look. I'm like, okay. Yep, that's me. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dad. I guess I'm taking it home. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine. All right, next on the list.
Uh-huh.
A couple of weekends ago, our friend of the pod, Mela and Dawn, who have, they bought and gutted and then completely remodeled a big old Greyhound bus into a tiny home. They've been traveling the country for a couple of years. The farthest the closest they were going to be to us was when they were in Las Vegas. And so we drove out there in the van to meet them.
Very fun.
It was great. We stayed at the same RV park. We were right across from each other, so it was really nice. And we spent a couple days with them. It was really lovely. Good to catch up. Got to see their cats. They're two little cute kitties. Mm-hmm. And we were going to go out on the Saturday night. So we went and had a nice dinner at this place at the Planet Hollywood.
Okay.
And it was like a surf and turf restaurant. So I got like a New York strip steak for like $20 with like
are they back to doing that in Vegas now? That was my favorite Vegas era.
They're back, baby.
All right.
And they had a drink special.
Mm-hmm.
for $12, you could get 3 cocktails or 3 glasses of wine or 3 glasses of beer.
Oh, wow.
And so the waitress came, and I think Don asked, he's like, well, what if I just want 1 glass of wine? She's like, well, it's $12.
Oh.
So whether you drink 1 or 3, they're going to charge you the same.
This is Vegas, and the more drunk they get you, the more likely you are to lose money in the casino on your way out.
This is true. And so Don and I look at each other and we're like, bet. So, so we're like, well, let's do this. So,
oh, no. Okay.
So Mela and Don ordered some wine. I ordered an old fashioned, of course.
Of course.
And we're having our meal. Everything's great. We each go through the first 2 rounds pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, well, we're supposed to go and meet these other people. So we have 1 drink left. Like, we can't leave that on the table. And the waiter's like, yeah, we can get you to-go cups.
That's right. In Vegas, you can just walk right out on the sidewalk with,
Hell yeah. And we're like, okay. And so they bring us our cups. And, John, old fashioned is it's not, it's not by volume. It's not a lot, it's like, maybe, I don't know. It's like 3 or 4 fingers, as they say. It's a small cocktail.
Yeah.
But it's mostly alcohol. So it's
powerful.
It's very powerful. Mm-hmm. So they bring us like a to-go clear plastic cup. Mm-hmm. Not quite this size. This is a pint glass. For those of you at home that can't, this is not a visual medium.
I love it. So far, we've talked about a photo, and now
yeah, it's all good stuff tonight, Kat. Good job. So let me just try to convey to you, John. This cup was like 2/3 of the way full of an old fashioned.
Oh my Lord!
It was like 3 old fashions. I could not have been happier. So we took to the streets.
Mm-hmm. Did it have a lanyard so you could hang it around your neck, Kat?
No, because this place wasn't classy.
It was not the perfect drink.
It was not the perfect night. So yeah, I was like, okay. And so, we were walking to meet these other friends of Mel and Don's, and and there was a straw. So I'm sipping my old fashions, my like at least double, maybe triple old fashioned. And we just kind of wandered around. Don wanted to gamble, so we watched him do some gambling. He taught one of their friends how to gamble. It was actually nice. It was a family who does what Don and Mela do. They travel around the country. They, the husband and wife have an Airstream, and 2 of their kids also are living that van life. And it was one of their kids' 21st birthday. So that was really fun, actually.
Oh, wow.
We got to hang out with her on her 21st birthday. Anyway.
Very fun.
I didn't drink a ton of water. Next morning, it didn't feel great, but it was fine,
Okay.
Mel and Don were kind enough to make us breakfast in the morning, and there was plenty of coffee flowing, so I felt fine.
Excellent. Well, that's
anyway,
not so bad.
Go to Vegas. Like, for $12, you can get like 5 old fashions if you go to, I think it's called like Ocean One restaurant at Planet Hollywood.
Oh,
so
that's
check
like the prequel of like Ocean's 11. But it's
there you go. That's it.
No, that reminded me actually of a quick story that I will tell.
Oh, great. Please.
When the first time, and I think Michelle and I have only been to Vegas together, I think twice, maybe 3 times.
Okay.
But we went to Vegas, and she was interested in learning about how to play roulette because she had not played roulette. I had played roulette, but I had mostly played roulette at really classy places like Circus.
Sure.
That kind of thing where you could do like a $5 bet on a spin. But we happened to be in, I believe, the Venetian at the time, which had like a minimum $20 bet, which at the time was like a lot for me.
Sure.
So what I did was I'm like, all right, well, I'm only going to be able to put 1 bet down. But I tried to explain it as I was betting. I'm like, okay, if you put it on the corner here, you're playing 4 numbers. If you put it on the line, you're playing 2 numbers. And then I always like to put something on, a number, natural right on the middle.
Great.
So she's watching and taking notes and learning. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this, more than once. And my number hit like dead on. So it went like $220 or something like that.
Pretty
I guess.
good.
Yeah. And
And then, so she's like, what happened? Because I'm like, I'd like to cash out. I'd like to
We're
color
leaving.
up and cash,
We're leaving.
cash out.
We're
Yeah,
leaving.
And she's like, what just happened? I'm like, I just won $200, which at that time would have probably paid for our hotel for the night. And probably dinner as well.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah, that was the time that I didn't teach Michelle how to play roulette because it was one spin and we're out.
We are leaving.
That's right. I love to win and fuck off. It's like one of my favorite things because Vegas absolutely depends on you being addicted to that rush of winning.
Oh, yeah, baby.
And for me, it's like, wait, I have more money than what I came with. I'm leaving. Sayonara, sucker.
Good night.
Yeah. So anyway, that was my little story there.
That's great.
Yeah.
It was roulette actually that Don wanted to play, and he then taught some of the younger kids how to play it. And they have the digital, like you can do digital roulette, digital craps, and we had to really look for a table, an honest to God dealer table. So
Yeah.
they're still there, but I think they'd rather you play the digital one. Like I don't trust that. I don't know what's going on back here.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
weird.
like that's the thing to me. It's like I don't trust it at all. Like it's like I want to see that ball like bounce off that thing. And also, of course, they want us to do that because it's the same reason they want us to go through the the self checkout at the grocery store.
Less people they got to pay.
Yeah, they don't have to pay workers. Now, here's the fun thing: if you steal by not scanning things at the self checkout, you're actually striking a blow for workers' rights. And you may notice that apparently is happening because there are a bunch of places that are ripping out their self-checkout and actually hiring more checkers.
Yeah.
So I love it. Anytime I can justify larceny and call it, say it's for the good of my fellow man, I'm down for it.
You're making that statement right now on this podcast?
I am making that statement. I am not saying I've done it.
Endorsing people stealing.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you familiar with a book that came out once upon a time called Steal This Book?
I am not.
I think Ken Kesey was the author. Now I don't know. No, it was Abby Hoffman, probably. I think it was Abby Hoffman.
Oh.
Yeah, it's basically like Steal This Book. That was the title of the book.
Amazing.
It was very countercultural, but it was also boomers, and we all saw we all see what that counterculture ended up in at this point. So never mind that. I never mentioned it.
Forget I mentioned it. All right.
Yeah. All right, well, we got another one on the list.
I mean, we do. I mean, I'm not saying they're good. Obviously, the first two weren't great.
We could turn a morsel, just a little tiny piece of food into a banquet.
Okay.
Here on the My Mistake podcast.
All right, you ready? This is. Are you ready for this?
I mean, don't try to give me something really crap, but.
No. I just don't know. I don't know if you're ready for this one.
Hit me.
John, today I had a mammogram today.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I have been told it feels like having a garage door close on your breast.
Really, really tightly. Yeah. And this is a reminder to anyone out there who has breasts. You should get them checked out. And
Yes.
I have a history of breast cancer in my family, so it's important to go and keep an eye on them. Yeah, John. I mean,
I try to keep eyes on them all the time. Not yours specifically, but any of them.
You're doing the Lord's work.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to say. I won't tell you any like graphic details, but you kind of nailed it when you said that it was like having your breasts squished in a garage door. It's more of like, have you seen those videos where like, I guess people are really into seeing things getting like squished. So there's like this really high powered press.
Yeah, a hydraulic press.
It's like,
one of those
ice
satisfying
cream.
video
Yeah,
categories.
like ice cream or like a bunch of crayons or something. Imagine very sensitive and, supple breast tissue being in there and then squishing it. And then when you think you think they're not going to tighten it anymore, oh, they do.
Oh, they do.
And it's like, this can't possibly be right. Do you know what you're doing? Are you sure that's supposed to be this tight? This is what it's supposed to feel like. It's really remarkable And of course they say, and it's a woman technician, thank God. And she's like, okay, I need you to, put your arm here and relax your shoulders. Okay. And then, I need you to lean down a little bit. It's like you're playing Twister with this fucking thing. And then she's like, okay, now I want you to hold your breath and don't move. And it's just like, you're just like holding on for dear life of like, this can't be right. Like, this can't be the best way to do this. This is not right, John.
I mean, I guess they have to get everything as thin as possible so they can spot anything through there. But yeah, I mean,
I don't know. There's probably a more expensive procedure that we could do this that would be like maybe no pain at all, but it's probably too expensive. And because insurance companies only give a shit about money, why would they make it less painful for women?
You know what? I'll bet you $1 a man came up with the mammogram.
I'm sure you're right. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of women in medicine now. Can somebody get on this? Can someone maybe look into alternative ways of scanning?
Yeah, screw this better mousetrap thing. Let's get a better boob scanner.
Better boob scan, please.
Absolutely.
And listen, I don't have much to work with. So like, I imagine that someone who has more breast tissue and bigger gazongas, I think is a medical term, than I do, like, that's got to hurt even more. That can't feel good.
No.
So anyways, go get your mammograms, everybody.
Yeah. And hey, mammograms, colonoscopies.
All the things.
Check your boys, check your girls. Make sure there's no hard spots anywhere. Mm-hmm. Self-exam is key. You don't have to wait for the...
Don't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
No, because we need all the listeners we can get.
Yes,
all dozens
come on, guys.
of you.
You gotta take care of yourselves, please.
Yeah.
Please.
If for no other reason than to download our podcast.
That's all we care about.
No, I didn't say that, but I said if for no other reason. If you don't care about anything at all.
Oh, I got you.
Care about that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay.
Do you really have nothing?
No,
you don't have a list.
I have a thing. I got a little thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you may remember back before I became employed, back when I was fun employed, I had taken up hiking with Michelle, and
Sure.
we had been doing a lot of hiking, at least 2 hikes a week, and sometimes more.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what happens when you get a job. That you suddenly just decide, okay, not you decide. Suddenly there is no more time for anything other than the job,
of course,
besides this wonderful podcast. Mm-hmm. Those are the 2 things I do. It runs in my family. We are unitaskers in general. We do one thing at a time, and sometimes we're good at it. But
good to know.
So we had not actually been on a full-on hike in, I want to say, 3 months. And I was like, okay, this week we're going to hike on Sunday morning. Because I thought it's going to be Mother's Day. Mother's Day is a little bit of a weird holiday for me. Mm-hmm. And as you well understand, and this is your first one, and I probably should have looked you up, but I don't know. Anyway. It's tough when you had a mom who you really miss a lot.
Yeah.
And you don't have her. And I noticed this year, I don't know if this happened for you, some of the email marketing places, they send an email and say, do you not want to receive any Mother's Day marketing emails? And I thought, I'm like, that's cool, because
nice.
It can be sort of, I'm not going to say traumatic, but it's like, sometimes you're getting by and you're doing fine, and you don't need that little reminder in your email box of Mom would really love this. Is like, that's one of the, it's the style of these emails. But I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, I should tell them yes. And I'm like, oh my God, this is how they're mining information. They're going to now know that
my mom's dead.
Either my mom's dead, or I have a bad relationship with my mother, or something. This is just a way they can know more about you, so that they can more perfectly target you.
Wow.
Anyway, so that aside, we thought, the trails would be pretty light and what have you. So we went and we did a 4-mile hike, which was a mistake.
Oh,
because,
oh no.
Because I am sore everywhere today.
Oh my goodness.
It's weird because like when I lost weight from all the hiking and all the walking and all the stuff that I'd been doing, my back got like way better and I was not having back pain. And now I've gained some of that weight back. I'm hoping to yo-yo the other direction again. But after that hike, which was supposed to be for my health to make things better, my back is all jacked up again.
Oh no.
So I'm sure it'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine.
Huh.
Just have to keep going. But yeah, that was, it was nice to go on a hike. It was lovely overcast in the morning, nice and cool. Then the sun did come out a little bit and I didn't bring any sunscreen, but apparently I didn't burn. So that's good.
That's good.
Yep.
Okay.
And I was wearing my big, stupid straw hat.
It's not stupid.
So no, it's actually, it's good.
Very useful.
It's kind of stupid because it has a hole in the top now. But at least the brim is sheltering my lovely face.
That's great.
So that's a thing. That's something I did. That's a mistake. Should have done maybe 2 miles. Even 3 miles probably would have been fine. 4 miles, about a mile too many.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oy.
I got a couple more.
All right. Hit me. We're going to make this work. We're going to make...
John, I'm sure you've heard about the solar storms that were, causing folks like you and I to have a better chance of seeing the aurora borealis, also known as the northern lights.
Folks like you and I.
You and I. And so we saw, I hate you. We saw a lot of photos. People had such great, amazing photos. So like on, was it Saturday morning? It happened Friday night, I think the first night, right? And then
there's Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah, so like, you wake up Saturday morning and you're seeing all these incredible photos that people not far from where we live were able to take. So we got the Northern Lights fever. We're like, well, fuck it. Let's go. It's supposed to happen again. So we jumped in the van.
Nice.
We've been using the van a lot, which is
I
really
like
good.
this. Slo White is proving to be a life enhancer.
She is. It's good. Good. It's good that we're making positive memories in the van. So we hopped in the van and we decided to go up to a spot near Wrightwood, California, which is I think it's the San Bernardino Mountains, I think.
Okay.
So we hit the road. A couple of friends were like, hey, we're going up too. Where are you going? So we're like, oh, we're going to go here. So we kind of, send each other our locations and shit so we can, meet up. So we get up to where we're going to be. And there's already like maybe like a dozen or so cars parked. It's like in a parking lot basically, but it's a very high elevation. You can look out down into to the north basically where you want to see the Northern Lights.
Right. So
we set up. It's very cold, John. It's very cold. We had jackets and stuff. It's around maybe 10 o'clock when people start, okay, it's supposed to happen between 10 and 2. Everything, should be happening soon. John, hundreds of cars, hundreds came up that mountain. And we were sort of at the edge of the parking lot because it was closest to the edge of the, of this vista. And we called it quits around 1. Our friends ended up hiking to the top of the hill where the parking lot, like it's like a trailhead that we weren't going to go up because it was cold and dark. But our friends were like, where are you? We're like, we're in the parking lot. They're like, oh crap, we hiked up the hill. We're like, all right, we'll come down because we're not going up.
Not coming up.
Okay. Yeah. So we're just hanging out talking, but yeah, we couldn't see anything. We have the app. It's like, okay, likelihood of you seeing the aurora borealis tonight is 0%.
Yeah.
We're like, cool.
The thing I don't understand is like people in Arizona and Texas were seeing it, but not us.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yep, I saw a meme that was it was Squidward looking out a louvered window, and
no.
it said Angelinos looking at pictures of the Aurora Borealis that their friends all over the rest of the United States are posting.
It's so sad.
Yeah, and some of these photos just amazing,
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My niece showed me one out of Olympia, Washington.
Yeah.
And it looked. I said, there's no filter on this, right? She's like, nope. And I'm like, that's crazy because it looks like. I mean, I would. Speaking of somebody slipping you acid, like that's what it looks like in the photo. The whole, you can see the stars through this like perfect fuchsia,
incredible
craziness happening. Yeah.
And Leah's brother up in British Columbia, just walking out into his front yard and pointing his camera in the sky looks incredible. Like it's like unbelievable, crazy.
Yeah.
So jealous.
So jealous. Yeah.
We were out there for a couple hours. Well, not a couple hours. We were out there for many hours, one would say. And then we're like, we're gonna call it quit. But it was incredible, John. Like honestly, it was like a steady stream. It was like, midnight, 12:30, a steady stream of cars coming up because they got the fever. They got the Northern Lights fever. You know
what? This is one time where I'm glad I didn't get the fever. I mean, actually, I'm glad every day I don't have the fever. But
sure.
But I basically on Friday night, about 11 o'clock, stepped out into the backyard, looked up and went, nope.
Because it was overcast, right? On Friday night?
I wasn't even that overcast.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think here. But yeah, no, I looked up and it was just a regular night sky. I could see the 4 stars that I can always see, in Los Angeles. Back when I lived in Hollywood, we would go out and look at the star. Because there's usually, and it probably wasn't even a star. It was probably a planet because you just like the light pollution was insane. I'm sure it's no better now.
But I mean, we did get some nice photos. Like the moon was out and there were some stars and stuff, but not what we went there for,
No, not what you're hoping for.
So anyways,
no,
we just slept up there. Our friends left and we just slept in the van.
Okay, cool.
And then
That's the best. You have a guest room wherever you go.
It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. And then so we woke up Sunday morning and we drove to Wrightwood. It's really close to where we were. It was really close to the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT, which is a through hike from Mexico to Canadian border. Mm-hmm. And so we rolled up and there's a group of hikers, and because this is something that we do now, she's like, hey, anybody need a ride into town? And someone's like, yep, I do. I'm like, get on in the van. Like, sorry guys, we only have room for one person, which sounds weird because it's a huge van, but we only have one extra seatbelt.
We only take one victim. I mean, exactly. At a time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this hiker jumped in, and it was like a 10-minute drive to Wrightwood, which we were going to anyway because we needed some breakfast. Mm-hmm. And so it was really nice. We got to know her. Her trail name is Ghost. So shout out to Ghost if you're out there. If you ever listen to this, that would be amazing. All the way from Ohio doing the PCT. So it was really nice to give somebody a lift and chat a little bit. And then we dropped her off and we had breakfast, and it was a nice little weekend. It was I wasn't looking forward to Sunday because it was Mother's Day and first Mother's Day without my mom. So I was like, let's just do something. Do something else. I don't know.
Something to distract us. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nice.
Something I forgot to mention. Every single person that we saw on the trail wished us Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, even like I got a work email over the weekend, and someone's like, "Hey, thanks again. I hope you have a good Mother's Day." It's like, I don't even know you, man. You don't know my deal. Yeah. You don't know my situation. Like, you don't need to do that. Don't do that.
Nope.
It's not necessary.
No. If I see someone and they identify themselves in a very obvious way that they are like mother and daughter or mother and son, I will, gladly wish you many returns of the day. But yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
No. No, indeed.
No, sir.
Nope. So,
All right.
Kat,
Yeah.
do you have anything else you want? Because I have stuff.
Okay, let's do stuff.
All right. Well, it's news of the weird.
I
right?
love news of the
occasionally
weird.
we like to read about the news of the weird.
Okay.
And I have scanned the first part of some of these, and so far,
Wow, you've done some research,
look,
is what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing's too much for our
Some
listeners.
of these.
Yeah, this is taken from News of the Weird from Salt Lake City Weekly.
Great. Love that
And
paper.
It's the best. This one is, maybe it gives something away. I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway.
Okay.
It's titled Boom! Exclamation point.
I love it.
Cat. Talk about explosive developments.
Oh, boy.
In Holiday, Utah, authorities were summoned to a home on April 23rd to advise a homeowner on how to dispose of, quote, a lot of explosives, including, quote, ancient dynamite that had been in the family for, quote, generations and generations. There are a lot of quoted phrases here.
Shit.
Captain Tony Barker, great name, Tony Barker, I love it.
Captain.
Yeah, Captain Tony Barker of the Unified Fire Authority said the collectors did not appear to have malicious intent.
Okay.
KUTV reported that multiple agencies descended on the home, where it was determined that they would have to conduct a controlled explosion. The house will be uninhabitable at the end of this event, Barker said.
Oh, no.
The homeowner was allowed to remove some possessions before the detonation.
Oh, my God.
The neighborhood was evacuated, and the detonation took place after midnight on April 24th, causing damage to some neighboring properties, including blown out windows and minor fire damage. The former homeowner, the person who was the homeowner up until this event, told police that her husband, who had recently died, had inherited the explosives from his father more than 40 years ago. The dynamite was estimated to be 60 to 80 years old.
Whoa.
So I don't know if you know this about dynamite, Kat, but it has a shelf life.
Okay.
And what you will find is old dynamite will start to sweat. Like it'll start to have condensation on it.
Oh, no.
And if I believe that condensation is essentially nitroglycerin.
Okay.
So instead of needing to light a fuse to make the dynamite explode, really you could just knock on it real hard and that'll be fine.
So you can't move that shit.
Yeah,
you can't touch it.
Apparently it was in enough volume that they were like, if we try to move this, it is very likely that it will explode and blow everything up anyway.
Got it.
Wow. Can you imagine? This woman lost her husband and he left her with an explosive legacy.
Oh, dear.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think insurance covers that?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I do not. I think
no.
an insurance investigator would show up and be like, okay, what now? So
she's
this was
SOL.
old. This was old to begin with, and then it was stored on your property for 40 more years.
I mean, I guess they're lucky it didn't explode and kill people before.
They're very lucky.
Yeah, that's insane.
They're lucky they were allowed to remove some possessions before it was exploded.
Sorry, forgive me if you said this. Where was this?
This was in Holiday, Utah.
Holiday, Utah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I guess there's been a lot of mining in Utah and stuff like that. So
makes sense.
I guess it's wow. I mean it's talk about the gift that keeps on taking.
Yeah.
I can't. And who? Why would this guy start in your house?
Listen, you might need it someday. You know.
I mean, maybe. I guess we should be glad he didn't store it in like a self-storage unit or something like that.
Oh, that would suck.
Because then like everybody else's self-storage unit might get blown up.
100%.
Yeah. So.
Oh boy.
Wow. That I wonder if somebody filmed it. I'm gonna do a search to see if anybody, because it's a controlled explosion. They would know that it was going to happen. That would be interesting to see. Woo!
Oh, boy.
Yeah, boy. All right, we got another one here that's awesome! Exclamation point. So there's a theme,
these headlines,
right? Mm-hmm. All right, Mount Erebus on Ross Island in Antarctica is one of 3 volcanoes on the island.
Okay.
United Press International reported. That's the end of that sentence, and it's very weird that, like, United Press International reported that there are 3 volcanoes on the island. Okay.
Okay, great.
I guess that's good. You're citing your source.
Good
for
job.
That. Mm-hmm. And here I am just like, yeah, I'm citing my source too, but yeah. Erebus is quite active, emitting plumes of gas and steam along with partially molten boulders.
Oh, that's not good.
Partially molten boulders. Wow, that's a great phrase. That's my new band name. I've decided.
That's pretty tight.
Have I mentioned that Michelle and I keep a list of band names?
I think you have.
It's quite long now. At some point, if we really are dry for content, I'll just read that entire list. It'll take the whole hour.
All right.
Okay. All right. Scientists are particularly intrigued, though, with the sprays of tiny crystals of metallic gold, around 80 grams per day, worth about $6,000.
Oh.
Traces of the gold dust have been found 621 miles away from the volcano.
Oh, shit.
This is interesting. I could see this creating a really ripe field for mistakes, like really bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see where we go from here. Robert and Betty Fuchs, I'm going to say Fuchs, of West Dorset, England, were deep into renovating their 400-year-old farmhouse when they decided to tear up the concrete floor to increase the height of their kitchen. Okay. The Daily Star reported. This is very strange. I do not see how this...
It's connected?
It's not connected, Kat. It's not connected at all.
Oh.
It's very weird. It's just another paragraph, but it... Yeah, okay. We're just going to cut...
I want to know about the kitchen, John.
Okay, I will read about the kitchen. Mistake. Okay. As Robert wielded a pickaxe, they came upon a treasure 2 feet below the floor.
Ooh.
$75,000 worth of ancient coins.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Right? The currency, which dated to the reigns of Queen Elizabeth I, King James I, and King Charles I, were in pristine condition.
Damn.
I presume they were buried during the English Civil War, and the person intended to retrieve them, but never got the chance, Betty said. A coin specialist said the coins were probably left there on one occasion around 1642. Okay.
Nice job, Betty.
I don't know what that has to do with the gold that is spewing out of Mount Erebus on Ross Island in Antarctica. But I'm losing faith in the news of the weird. They're getting a little too weird now.
I mean, that's pretty weird.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right, let's do another one. If you're down.
The end of it.
I mean, how much worse could it get?
I mean, I'm saying like the editor over there. I feel like somebody's dropped the ball, and there's 2 stories that they somehow put together that aren't really. There's no satisfying ending here.
Right. Well, it is a syndicated thing actually, which apparently is on multiple, it's in multiple papers.
I see. Okay.
And I should actually shout out the name of that. This is by the editors at Andrews McMeel.
Okay.
All right. We're going to give it another shot here.
Okay.
Unclear on the concept. It's the title, Kat.
Perfect.
A Scottish woman, Moira Gallagher, 72, and her friend, Charmian Widowson.
Oh, boy.
These are some names. Were touring Romania in April, enjoying a drive through the Carpathian Mountains. Sure. People reported. Mm-hmm. That's People magazine. They happened upon 2 brown bears. Oh, this is getting deeply into our wheelhouse at this point.
Yeah, it is.
2 brown bears, and stopped the car to get a picture with them.
Oh, boy.
As you do, if you're dumb. I mean, now... These are some older ladies, but
they know better.
Then Widowson turned the car around and pulled up to the bear for another photo op. I went down the window. I thought he wanted to be friends.
Oh, no.
I am familiar with this story, actually. This is
Okay.
very recent.
Okay.
Widowson told STV News he started getting into the car.
Oh, no.
And bit my friend. She said she thought the bear approached because he heard the women talking about getting something to eat.
Oh, my God.
Because,
Woman's an idiot.
Yeah, okay, never mind that they're older ladies. These are just some dumb people. I think he, ellipsis, decided he had to eat my friend. Gallagher was wearing a thick jacket with 2 layers underneath. Although the bear clamped down on her hand with its jaws, she escaped with minor wounds. I've been very, very lucky, she said. And this is me now, in what is the understatement of her lifetime. I love it. They rolled the window down and took a picture and then turned around, pulled a Yui so that her friend could take a picture from the passenger seat.
Sure.
That's when the bear decided.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bear only came over because they were discussing food.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been talking about lunch in
yeah.
front of the bear.
Never talk about food around a hungry bear.
Never do that.
That's rule number 6, I think. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So
All
sorry,
right.
they opened the bear climbed through the window, or they're like, oh, he wants to come in, and then they open the door for the bear.
He came in through the window, is my
So he
understanding.
came in through the window. Okay.
Yeah. Am I right? Let me make sure. He started getting into. Yeah, no, they rolled the window down.
Okay.
But the bear was coming in through the window and just decided to eat the friend. Whew. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Now this one, I'm very curious now because the formatting on this one looks a little bit like that one earlier, where it has 2 semi-stories underneath one. Inexplicable is the title, Kat. Let's just roll it right into it.
Love it.
Parisians woke to an odd development on April 25th. The red blades of the Moulin Rouge windmill, mounted on the tourist attraction's roof, had fallen off and were lying on the sidewalk below.
Oh, no.
Had you heard about this? I had not heard about this.
No idea.
Right. Sky News reported.
Sure.
The first 3 letters of the club's name in its sign had also tumbled to the ground. Oh. So it was just the Lin Rouge.
Sure.
Hey, Patty, were you in?
Hey.
Was Patty in Paris?
Patty,
you got to stop doing this, defacing these signs to say that you were there. Okay. General Manager Jean-Victor Clerico said that fortunately the boulevard was empty of passersby when the objects fell. He said insurers would investigate the cause of the damage.
Okay.
I'm thinking meteorite. That's what I think.
Sure.
Or I'm just saying that to protect Patty Lynn.
You better get it. We got to get our story straight.
We do. We gotta sync up.
Is that it? We don't know.
That no one was injured, but apparently had someone been walking by, these
Would have been bad.
Yeah, pretty bad stuff.
All right. So you're saying meteor.
Right.
Okay.
100%.
I'm
What do you
saying
think?
I'm saying Mothman.
Mothman? Okay.
I think Mothman landed up on that windmill and did some damage.
Entirely possible. Could have been the Jersey Devil on vacation.
Coulda. Oh, interesting. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually, the Jersey Devil was actually featured on this very podcast once by you when you were presenting an hysterical historic.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember these things.
I don't remember.
That's fine. No problem. All right. What do you say we do one more here?
Great. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
Excellent. The Pink Sponge Home Cleaning Service in Glendora, California, close to home,
Okay.
was the site of some dirty shenanigans on April 20th, KTLA TV reported. Vandals broke into the parking lot and damaged the business's iconic pink VW bugs. That's awful.
That's mean.
It is. Kicking in headlights and carving gang symbols into the hoods.
Oh no.
Oof. Surveillance cameras also caught them standing on cars, blasting fire extinguishers, and twerking. Now, that's the part that really grinds my gears, Kat. It's the twerking.
Wow.
Carving gang signs and twerking.
It's very disrespectful.
Very, very disrespectful. Pink Sponge's Jennifer Algrim said the teenagers caused more than $25,000 in damage.
Shit.
To see our hard work vandalized was just completely disheartening, Algrim said. Our Pink Sponge team is strong, but it's been very sad. Wow, that's a downer. But the our Pink Sponge team is strong. That's a quote.
Hashtag
Hashtag
Pink Sponge team.
Pink Sponge strong.
Well, I mean, we're sending a lot of love out to the Pink Sponge team.
Indeed.
And hopefully insurance does cover twerking.
I would hope. I mean, I feel like that should be called out as an explicit clause in the active twerk.
I agree. I mean, that's that's a lot of damage.
It is.
Yeah, that sucks. I hope they catch him.
I hope so too. I do. And I hope their parents have to pay because it sounds like they're teenagers who are underage. So
Yep.
And they get grounded for 10 years.
I wonder if they were in Paris recently. Think about
With
that.
Patty Lynn.
That's right.
All right. It looks like I'm looking at the clock on the wall. We still have a little more time. Do we want to buzz through one or two more of these?
Yeah,
What do you
sure.
think?
What do you got, man?
All right. I got least competent criminals. These are some of my favorites.
I love that.
Right? 20 inmates of a prison in Maracaibo, Venezuela, didn't get far after tunneling out of their cells on April 17th, Metro News reported. Waiting at the outside wall of the tunnel were a group of police officers who had been doing a training exercise.
Oh, no.
They had to help the prisoners out of the tight space before returning them inside. The police commissioner said they are investigating the breakout with the goal of preventing similar situations in the future. Can you imagine? How long do you think they might have been digging this tunnel?
A long time,
with
John.
a spoon,
So long.
doing the whole Shawshank Redemption, where they got the dirt in the cuff of their pants, and they're shaking it out in the yard, doing this for God knows how long, only to emerge and have to be helped out of the hole by a police officer.
But Mondays, am I right?
Right? No lasagna for that cat.
Oh.
All right, this is it. And I'm gonna wrap up the news of the weird.
All right.
and I like this title. But why? Question mark.
Perfect.
The Northview Cemetery in Dearborn, Michigan, has an unwanted frequent visitor, a serial pooper.
Oh, no.
The Detroit Free Press reported that Dearborn police have been called to the graveyard 7 times since February 25th.
Oh, no.
After human feces were found among the gravestones.
Whoa.
A city spokesperson said the pooper doesn't favor one particular gravesite.
The pooper.
And has not sullied the resting place of actor George Papard, who starred with Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
How dare they?
Well, no, they have not. They have thus far.
Okay, good.
Doesn't it almost feel like they're baiting the pooper? They're saying, well, at least he hasn't pooped on George Papard's grave.
There's going to be a poop sting.
Taunting, right?
Yeah.
There's totally going to be a poop sting. I mean, we've all had that, haven't we?
I mean, listen.
A source said the pooper always visits in the dark, wears dark clothing and a hoodie, and leaves a big mess, including used toilet paper.
Oh, well,
I mean, at least they're keeping themselves clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. A police spokesperson said the department, quote, continues to work on identifying and locating the person responsible. I mean,
They got a ghost pooper.
ghost pooper. That could be it. One of the things that intrigues me is how are they? Well, I guess because of the toilet paper. I was going to say, how do they know it's human? And I'm like, because animals don't use Charmin. Although
usually
The
not.
Charmin commercials themselves.
Those damn bears,
Those
right?
bears, right?
Those bears.
Could be
Bears are
bears.
really concerned about poop.
They really like to poop.
But they have a description, right? They say it's like dark clothes, a hoodie.
Dark clothing and a hoodie. That's true.
So maybe there's like they're picking up the pooper on some sort of camera.
Yeah.
Before they, when they're entering and exiting.
Think
Pre
about
and post poop.
Right? Think about the timing involved in this heist. Right? You don't want to be in there too long.
No.
So, like, my guess is this person resides close to the cemetery. I mean, like, we're talking about like a 3-block radius around it because, I mean, when nature calls, I don't know about you, but I tend to answer on the first or second ring.
Sure.
Okay, you're not going to go there with me, huh?
No, I'm not disagreeing. But like, maybe they're a very sort of like, maybe they are very, what's the word I'm looking for?
What is the word you're looking for, Kat?
They have a lot of self-discipline. Maybe they're like, okay, nature's calling, their phone's ringing, but they're like, no, I gotta wait. I gotta wait till it's dark. I gotta save it up. No coffee until later, kind of a thing.
Here's the thing, though. Clearly, they're taking care not to be known because they're wearing dark clothing and a dark hoodie.
Right.
So even though the camera spotted them, there's nothing identifiable about them.
Right.
So they're not going to drive to the cemetery, right?
You're right.
And have their car there with their license plate showing.
True.
And you're certainly not going to take an Uber.
You're not going to do that.
No.
But what if you're riding a bike or a scooter or something and just ditching it a block away and then like, go do your thing.
Sure.
And then come back and scoot out of there.
Sure. But you're on your body's clock at this point.
That's true.
I wonder if this person is very regular.
Maybe.
I have known people who like, it's like my mother,
like,
for example,
clockwork.
would be like, it's 3:00.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? Apparently that's because when she was a kid, she got out of school at like 2:45 and was home by 3, and that was when it took place.
There you go.
Me, I have no predictability whatsoever. Yep.
Well, there's a whole mistake about it. From maybe about a month ago, you guys went hiking.
Well, it had to have been at least 2 months ago because the reason I'm so
working.
sore is because we had not hiked in 2 months. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, John, I would love for an update on the ghost pooper.
All right.
Or the grave pooper. We're working on the title.
We are. We're workshopping it. We'll get it.
Because this crime is very solvable, I feel.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because we know where they're going. It's at night. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
They are taunting this person to poop on what's his name's grave. I feel like we're going to have some sort of a resolution to this.
Yeah. George Papard.
Papard.
Yeah, who they note starred with Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, but most people would probably be more familiar with picturing him saying, "I love it when a plan comes together."
That's right. He's co-starred with Mr. T.
Mr. T on the A-Team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, Audrey Hepburn is awesome, but she's no Mr. T. Come on.
Can she hang out of a helicopter and say pity the fool? I don't think so.
Wasn't he afraid to fly? Wasn't B.A. Baracus afraid to fly, so they had to make him drink the milk that had the drug in it?
John,
they had to Cosby B.A. Baracus every time they were going to fly somewhere.
Fine, he's in a tank or something. God.
Okay. All right, fine.
Fine. Face was hanging out the helicopter. Okay.
Yes, fine.
I forget his name. I can't remember his name.
Face Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No idea. And then who's the crazy guy? Murdoch.
Murdoch
Was the crazy guy. Oh, wow.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you say we put a bow on this guy?
Let's bow this bitch.
Let's bow it up, B. Now is the time when all good mistakers know exactly what we're about to say. Mm-hmm. And not exactly. It could be one of two things.
Oh,
I mean,
true.
Could be just some initials. I might say.
Oh.
What?
I was going to interrupt you.
Please do.
And say, listen, if you're new to the podcast, first of all, thank you for listening to the end.
Thank you for
of this
listening all the time.
episode. Wow.
Wow.
First of all, wow.
Yeah.
Second of all, hey, you should subscribe to this podcast. You should give us 5-star review and leave a lovely message for us on the old review thingy.
Whatever your thingy of choice
Rating
is.
and reviews. That's what I'm saying. And so,
Yes.
do that. Show us some love. We really like it. It's also good for us. It makes us easier for people to find.
Indeed.
So do that. And if you want to send us an email about if you got a good picture of the Northern Lights, you want to make us really jealous,
Oh, send those. Yeah.
please. John, where can people send those?
They can send those, Kat, to mymistakepodcast@gmail.com.
Nice.
Yes. Perfect. Awesome.
Love
And if
that.
there's anything else that you'd like to write about, we mentioned earlier there was a suggestion for a hysterical Mistork that
That's
I
right.
have now. I'm going on record, putting myself on the hook for researching and putting that together as a show.
Love that. That's great. So you can suggest hysterical Mistorks. You can tell us about your mammogram experience,
Right?
or if you have an idea for a better way, build a better mammogram.
Then
kind
don't
of
tell
thing.
us. Go actually
Yeah,
make
go to
that
med
happen.
school.
We can't help you with
Please make it happen.
Yeah. Build a better mammogram. I like it.
Please.
I like it. Well, all right. So we've paid the bills. We're keeping the lights on that way, and we're I think we are now down to all of you first-time listeners who have made it this far. This is our signature sign-off,
Yes.
and it can be as simple as FMP, or as complex as fuck Mike Pence.
Fuck Mike Pence.
People who love us are going to love this episode.
Oh my God. They're just gonna fucking love it.
They're gonna just pee their little pants
Oh no.
over how very Kat and John this episode.
So us.
Uh-oh.
So very much us.